one and all. This is my review, reaction, and cut content discussion of Dr. Stone's Science Future Part 2, Episode 3. And last we left off, we met the amazing, the adorable, the brilliant Dr. freaking Chelsea, the teenager who has the entire world memorized. Every lake, every valley, every stream, every mountain, it's all up here in her old noggin. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of common sense, as she ended up lost for an entire freaking year after being woken up just a little bit too late. Oh god, poor Dr. Chelsea, but with her, with the most useful character they could ask for in this moment, they're going to be able to hopefully outrun Stanley and his crew and make it all the way to the source of the petrification beam. Can't wait for that, so let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Oh, actually, before we do that, this episode's probably going to cover chapters 174 and 175 of the manga, which will have an absolutely fantastic endpoint. Can't wait for that, but okay, for real now, let's start in 3, 2, 1. And that's the next thing. The other useful thing about her, because in addition to having memorized just the, landscape of the world, she also has a fairly good idea of where all the plants are. So instead of just blindly looking around for rubber trees, she knows the exact spot where they're probably growing, even after 3,000 freaking years. Yeah, like I said, this girl is so insanely broken. And she's just so excited, so absolutely excited to be part of this whole crazy adventure, even though she is literally trying to outrun a group of mercenaries who are trying to murder her. Again, 3,000 years have passed, and she still knows where to find the rubber trees. Oh, I love this girl. Yeah, that's a very good point. Collecting rubber, hardening it, actually turning it from sap into real rubber is going to take a bit of time they very much do not have. And I love these two are the cowards in the group. I mean, I think Luna is way more of a coward. Suka is insanely brave and awesome and has done crazy things, whereas Luna hasn't really done much of anything brave or exciting other than, saving Senku's life because of the little bit amount of medical knowledge she has. But I still think she's trying her best, just saying she's nowhere near Suka's level. I think we can all agree on that. Yeah, let's not forget, Stanley shot Senku from an incredibly far distance away, meaning if Stanley's boat gets anywhere near to Senku's boat, he's gonna start firing, which would be bad. Oh yeah, and he also has a plane. Let's not forget the fact that Stanley has a freaking plane with guns attached. I mean, maybe they can just, tie Zeno to the roof so that, Stanley can't shoot at them, but even then, there's only so much space Zeno's body can cover. Zeno can only act as so much of a human shield. Oh, I love that. Zeno just... I gotta rewind, that was hilarious. Yeah, Zeno just standing there casually, perfectly calm, while his buddy murders Senku. Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's another thing. Back when, Stanley shot at Senku, the reason why he didn't go for a headshot was because he was hoping that Senku was the only one who knew the revival formula, and that he would tell someone else on his deathbed. Stanley wanted Senku to basically bleed out over a prolonged period of time, and that is just utterly terrifying. I can't even begin to imagine what Taiji was thinking of as a radar battle, like radar waves shooting back and forth, like, long-range guns or something. Yes, he can hear from the sound of the radar that the guy he's facing off against is a radar elite. I think there is some logic to that, he can tell the guy is getting closer and closer, he hasn't lost their signal, he's still managing to keep up really well, but that is such an insane line. I mean, if they're only following you at half your current speed, so long as you don't take too long getting the rubber, I think things are still fairly manageable. Francois' geography class. I love it, seriously. In the manga, this is just like her basically pointing to the map. But now we're getting a whole lesson with the chibi art style. I love these animators so much. Seriously, why can't every anime have this studio? Imagine if Reincarnated as Slime had this studio. It would be one of the best animes ever made. Oh, Chibi Francois is so adorable. Humanity cut through the land with a pair of scissors. Amazing. Oh my god, I love this. I love everything about this art style. I would be perfectly fine if they just made the rest of Dr. Stone with this art style. Yeah, seriously. Imagine someone in the Stone Age being told, oh yeah, with the power of science, we cut a continent in half. That would, well, first I have to explain to them what a continent is, but still, that is an insane project. That took a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of lives. Serious, Taishu, you were in the modern age. You were around when the Panama Canal was a thing. And you're still calling it the Banana Canal. Seriously, man. Seriously, be better than that. Probably. It's probably buried deep underground by now. Okay, there are a lot of things wrong with that. First off, no probably there. In 3,000 years, without humans, the Panama Canal is going to be nothing. Maybe just a few small lakes. It's definitely not going to be a canal cutting across the continent. Heck, even today, in our modern age, the Panama Canal is kind of falling apart. It has a lot of issues, with one of the biggest ones being that there isn't enough water to keep up with the supply of ships. Which also brings us to the second issue, and one the anime actually drew attention to. Yeah, Panama Canal, it actually goes up and downhill, which you might wonder, like, okay, then how do ships cross it? Well, they have these little things, levees, I think they're called, where basically the ships go into this little room area, the water is drained out of it, so they go down, and then they can move on to the next section of it, where they continue on until they reach another point where they need to go down or up or whatever, and just on and on it goes. Huzzah! So not only is the Panama Canal almost completely underground by this point in time, but also without the technology needed to raise and lower ships, there's no way they're getting through it. Seriously, it is an insane gamble, like 1 in a trillion chance that would actually freaking work. Yeah, that's an insane plan too. One of us will go after the rubber trees and the other after the Panama Canal. After that 1 in a trillion chance that somehow the canal is not only still existing, but has somehow become more functional over time. I mean, maybe there'd be like a massive earthquake that would like split the land, and even then, the odds are basically freaking zero. No, you can be 10 billion% sure. You can be 10 billion% sure that there is no way you're crossing the goddamn Panama Canal, Senku. Dun dun dun! Yes, Senku is sending someone off to their death. Oh my god. The time has finally come. Someone must be sacrificed. We'll part ways here for the rest of eternity. God dang, so, who exactly are they sending to die? Who's in the ship? Who could it be? Who is going to die here? Yeah, just the lab. That's it, just the lab. The mobile science lab. It's on full autopilot, so it can just keep going in the same direction without any issues. And the man's taking it really, really hard. I mean, this is one of the coolest things he has ever built. One of the first things he has ever built that actually was able to, like, move on tires, to actually cover long distances. Of course, he'd be upset about it. And of course, Senku would have absolutely no emotions whatsoever in this scene. Yes, 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 they kept the shot in. Thank you, Daiju. Thank you, freaking Daiju. Right there, the X on the arm. For those of you who don't know, that is a freaking One Piece reference. And if you don't know, go watch One Piece. It's only like 1,000 episodes. You can cover that in a couple of months. You know, just stop going to work or outside or eating or drinking. Just watch One Piece. It's worth it. Oh, that's such a great One Piece reference. I love it. Also, for those of you who don't know, Boichi, the artist behind Dr. Stone, also worked on One Piece. He did the adaptation of Ace's novel, which is just, God, the art behind this is just top tier. Seriously, Boichi is freaking fantastic. I know right now he's actually has a new manga out, Martial something in Shonen Jump. It's good. I've only read a couple chapters of it, but does definitely, you know, capture his insane style, and I love it. Anyway, though, yeah, so they're basically sending off the mobile science lab to distract Stanley and his group long enough for them to get rubber and them to reach wherever they need to go next. Yeah, unsurprisingly, these four are the ones emotional about losing the science lab. Oh, it's adorable. Seriously, Tsukasa looks like he just truly could not care less about any of this. And again, you keep calling them the Kids Science Lab. It's Kids Science Club. They have outsmarted you many, many times. They deserve at least a little bit of respect. No, there is no way the Panama Canal still exists. It's insane that you're even gonna, you know, follow through and chase after this decoy. I mean, that being said, it does make some sense. I guess they have to follow after this because if the Panama Canal is even somewhat functional, which it isn't, but if it is, then the Kingdom of Science's boat can pass through it, while Stanley's ship could not, meaning they would have a complete advantage and would never be able to catch up to them. Also, this is terrifying right here. This is genuinely terrifying. Seriously. Jen's tattoo is just perfect epitome of who this man is. He is a wicked and twisted mouth. Adorable. Oh god, she's adorable. And Senku, my man, get better at physical endurance. Seriously, been in the Stone Age like 3 years. Start doing push-ups, go for runs, something. You are the only one struggling on this walk. Even Zeno is fine. Zeno's carrying, I think, even more than you are, but he is not showing a single bead of sweat. Oh yeah, these monkeys must be very confused, since they haven't seen a person literally ever. Even their great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents had never seen a person. God dang, that's a big tree. Yes, that is the rubber tree. That is where they can hopefully get the latex they need to turn into rubber. Huzzah! These look like simple trees. Really, this is a simple tree to you? The thing is freaking massive. Oh god. Good for you, girl. Good for you. You can also be helpful. Of course, she has to do it with a freaking sword. I'd expect nothing less from Kohaku. Except, seriously, you're sawing it like it's an axe. I mean, she just gave it like a simple little cut, it worked, but you need to saw it? Also, why is your cut so high? How is that gonna help at all? Weird. Oh yeah, give Zeno a knife. I'm sure you won't end up regretting that. I mean, really though, even if Zeno has a knife, even if Zeno tries to stab Senku in the back or something, what is that really going to accomplish? They'll just attack him. They'll kill him. They'll do whatever. I mean, if he attacks them, they'll attack back. They'll break his legs. They'll make things just so much harder for him. Right now, he's been given quite a bit of freedom because he's proved not necessarily trustworthy, but at least cooperative to their efforts. That's also a good point. You know, he wants them to succeed at this step because if they make inferior rubber and the tires break down, they're going to be in the middle of the Amazon, the mountains, somewhere where Stanley won't be able to easily reach him and help him. Yeah, right there. You can see in the manga too. When he's talking about science, when he's focused on science, there is light in his eyes. He does seem so much more human, like someone who actually, actually freaking cares about people and won't try to murder everyone just because it's more convenient for him. I love Zeno just stirring that with his creepy claw fingers. Again, Zeno, what purpose other than this do those fingers actually serve you? Yeah, you can't just, take this stuff right out of the tree and be like, here's rubber. It's, I think, latex at first, then you need to go through a whole process of actually rubberifying it. In fact, in one series I read, By the Grace of the Gods, the main character gets a slime that can produce rubber, and when he tells his merchant friend about it, he's like, oh yeah, that stuff, it's kind of useless. I mean, we've known about it for a while, but there's not a whole lot we can actually do with it. And then MCS explained to him that there is a process to actually develop it into real rubber, which makes it way, way more useful. Oh, that is freaking adorable. I love it. Absolutely love it. Also a little bit different. I mean, we got that shot kind of in the manga, but the main focus was Senku looking like the good tire man, whatever, you know who I'm talking about, the dude made of freaking tires. Yeah, really. Unfortunately for the Stone Agers, they don't know about slapstick comedy, which is a real shame for them. Oh, that will never not be funny. Chrome is blasting off again! Ecstatic. Even after all that, he is just ecstatic over how awesome rubber really is. Love it. Absolutely love it. Oh, excited to see how they animated this, and it's ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. And of course, Kohaku is an excellent at double juggling while bouncing and all sorts of other insanity. Her dexterity is genuinely insane. And once more, Taiju's insane strength and stamina pays off. Huzzah! Seriously, I'm pretty sure they need like industrial equipment or something to do this, but he can just do it on his own because why the freak not? Okay, Senku's dancing in the background during all of this was very unsettling. Again, that he has that look, that happiness, that humanity in his eyes. But then we switch to Senku, and he looks unnerved. He looks concerned about something. Which is... is he concerned, or is he just, like, accepting that his mentor is praising his science? I'm honestly not sure. That feels like a lot of steps right there. Seriously, they're doing this while on a ship, while running away from Stanley, after all. I've always said, a Dr. Stone is technically scientific. Like, if you have these parts, if you have these tools, you could technically make these things. However, the craftsmanship and the quality wouldn't be anywhere near as amazing as it looks in the actual series. So it's like, every time they do something, it's a critical success. It is technically possible for that to happen, but the odds of it turning out that well are slim to none. I mean, Senku, I'm not going to deny the use of an air pump, but I almost feel like Taiju would be faster. He is, freaking insane. His lung capacity must be ridiculous. There we go. Nice fancy tires created. Huzzah! Though weirdly enough, they actually looked better in the manga. I mean, I'm not wrong, right? Look at these tires in the manga. They look just a whole class better than this. Oh, that's cool. I like that. The cover card is freaking tires. Again, tires that look way better than the one Senku just built. Okay, I think they skipped the part of Chrome flying off the ship. Again! Seriously, this man is just so unlucky when it comes to freaking rubber. I love it. Yeah, the man is literally taking the ship apart to build the motorbikes, because once they actually land, they won't have the time to, build anything. They'll just have to run almost right away. Okay, this is something I never really understood in the manga. Why? Why bother shooting that other than just, you were annoyed and wanted to break something? That seems like pretty childish behavior, Stanley. I'm just saying. Even the crew is a little bit disturbed by that, though I guess no one's coming out. So, alright, I guess, interesting. So Stanley blew it up just to make sure that it was actually a decoy and there weren't people inside it. That is so insane. Imagine if, like, Zeno's dead body just floated up to the surface because, oh, turns out he was on that ship. God dang. Yeah, really. Okay, so saw some people online complaining last week, being like, oh, well, how would Chelsea actually be useful? It's been 3,000 years. Clearly the world has changed. And yeah, it has. She was not expecting the desert of Ecuador to extend all the way out to here after 3,000 years. There are some things that she's gonna get wrong, but for the most part, she has at least a base understanding of the world that is infinitely better than anyone else on the team of science. Also, I am just now realizing her hat is not a pumpkin. I assume this was a pumpkin that she stuck on top of her hat, but no, it is just cloth in the shape of a pumpkin. Which again raises the question, who built this? Who made her outfit? Who made her pumpkin-themed accessories? Because let's not forget, we left our designer, Yuzu, behind in California. So how? How does she have an outfit this freaking amazing? Love her energy. Absolutely love her energy. Exactly. The ship they've been on this entire time already has 6 engines powered by charcoal. They're just taking those 6 engines and sticking them in motorbikes. Huzzah! God dang, this dude has a full blacksmith shop built on the beach, built just as they can make these motorcycles as fast as possible. Oh, I love it. Oh, even Moon is helping with some wood cutting. Good for her. Everyone's got to contribute however they can. Oh god, even Suka. Oh, this I like. This I really like. Seriously, all we got in the manga was this one shot showing just clang, clang, clang. That's it. But actually seeing the work being done, actually seeing motorcycles being put together, It's just such a great added detail. Even, oh god dang, even Chrome. Chrome is stepping up and discussing the more precise elements of it. How it's actually going to all build together and giving advice to Senku. Good for him. Really good for him. Yep, they are coming, and they've got their airplanes and just a whole lot of super deadly armed men and women on board. Oh no! Yeah, I guess they can't get too close because the water there's probably pretty shallow, so they'll just end up running aground. Like my stepdad when he tried to park our boat this morning. Took him 20 freaking minutes to get unstuck, and he says I'm a bad driver. I am, but I've never gotten our boat stuck. Also, seriously, this is like my biggest complaint from the manga. What is this? What did they just do? They just like fired themselves into the air. Were they like shot out of a rocket? They don't have parachutes. What exactly is their plan for landing? I mean, at least in the manga, they were attached to ropes, which, I don't know, I guess did something, but this is wild. Okay, so they're just gonna shoot off the ship, which is like 100 feet up, and land in a foot of water and be fine. Okay, this is the most broken element of the entire series right here. They just fully defied physics. There we go. There we go. I don't know why, but this gave me such Power Rangers vibe for a second there. And of course, they can't just, like, you know, drive out normal. They have to break through the wooden side of the ship right in front of Stanley. They need to show off their motorcycles. Oh my god, I love them. God, they're confident. Actually, Senku was even more confident in the manga. He had just such a sure smile right here as he rode off into the future. And again, they have new outfits. Who is making the new outfits? Oh, Chelsea. Chelsea is fully dead. Also, oh yeah, Chelsea was in the bike with him. Interesting. I didn't really see that in the manga. Well, she wasn't visible in that first shot I showed, but she's visible in the second shot. Kinda, if you really look for her. Of course, Suka has to be between two people, and Luna as well, because... oh, there's such a good chance she's gonna end up falling right off this thing. With that being said, the dude behind her looks way more freaked out than she does. Cool shot. This is such a cool shot. Oh, go, Kingdom of Science, go! Again, such Power Ranger vibes. I feel like these motorcycles are going to combine into one super motorcycle at some point. Yeah, Stanley is a little bit shocked by this. Also, we just entered chapter 176, so we are doing 3 chapters. Good to know. Yeah, they did. They made motorcycles while running away from you. I think at this point you need to stop calling them the Kids Science Club and start actually freaking respecting these people. I love they know exactly what Stanley's going to do. Like, seriously, who here has enough military training to figure something like that out? Yeah, that is a lot of gunfire. A ridiculous amount of it, actually. And of course, not a single shot is actually going to hit them because the power of anime. Did Zeno seriously just offer to be a shield? Though I guess that makes sense. We're gonna see why. He very much had a reason for doing so. Yeah, seriously, Hyoga is a freaking beast, and he really doesn't care if Zeno lives or dies. Particularly because, oh, I was gonna say he doesn't care about any of the hostages back in California, but he does care about Homura, so, that might be, so it might be a bit of an issue for him if Zeno does actually kick the buckets. Yeah, even Hyoga realizes, okay, there's something very wrong about Zeno offering to be made a human shield. Yes, I was a professional driver, which means I know how to make a smoke screen, because that's something they cover in professional driving classes. Just once, I want someone to say, dude, you have no idea how my profession works. I can't do that. What you've just described is something only an action star would know how to do. But Carlos can just do it. And of course, Ryu can do it too, because Ryu is literally just an action star. Yeah, so smokescreen not only makes it harder for the enemy to aim at them, but on top of that, if they just fire wildly into the smokescreen, it means they might end up hitting Zeno. Yay! I love how excited she is. While she's, literally running from her life. Also, once again, Kohaku's vision is god tier. Absolutely god tier. Seeing Stanley run up a mountain in the middle of all this dust. He doesn't need to see. He's a sniper. Clearly, he can just feel it and shoot it because of sniper powers. And also just fly through the air because, again, he's a sniper. Oh, dang, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot this dude got shot in this scene. Also, this is another one of my favorite panels. Just the bullets flying through the smoke and Zeno just giving that look from within the clouds, like from within the dust, like, hey, listen to me for a second. Also, seriously, what kind of shot was that? Like, the bullet went through them and there's blood, but there's like no bullet wound on their bodies whatsoever. Yep, seriously forgot these two got shot. It's been a minute since I read this scene. Oh, right, that's the reason why there's no bullet wound, because the dude's wearing freaking armor. Though he is still bleeding for some reason, which I guess makes sense. Like, it's the bullets, like, shot the metal into his back, and that made him bleed a bit. But still, way better off than he would have been without that. Yeah, seriously, that's the most insane part of all of this. Stanley didn't just randomly fire and try to shoot whoever he could. He went after the powerhouses. He went after the two strongest fighters in the Kingdom of Science because he knew that would do the most amount of damage to them in the future. That trust. Seriously, that trust between the two of them is completely insane. And again, just another absolutely amazing shot of these two looking at each other across the battlefield. It is so amazing, and I love it. Yep, Morse code. He is leaving a Morse code message. For the record, that is why he volunteered to be a human shield, so that he could get a message across to Stanley. You have a brief memory of it. Stanley, you are a god-dang super soldier. I assume that all soldiers are taught Morse code. I have no reason why I think that or why it'd be useful to them, but that is what I assume. Oh, here we go. Here we freaking go. My favorite part of the fight. The plane! You might be thinking at this point, okay, well, yes, Senku and his team managed to outrun Stanley's ground forces, and they made a smoke screen so that Stanley can't shoot at them, but still, Stanley has a plane. How exactly are they going to be able to overcome that? Oh, they have a plan. Don't worry, they fully have a plan. Seriously, Senku, you didn't feel like explaining this part of the plan to her so she's not fully freaking out in this moment? If. Big word there is if. Oh, dude, you are way too high up in the air for what's about to happen right now. That is some insane forethought on Senku's part, pouring sugar water into the gas tank. Because for those of you who don't know, if you pour sugar water into a gas tank, it breaks the gas tank, it breaks the engine, it breaks the entire freaking car. I think modern cars actually have ways to prevent this from happening, but it used to be that would just fully destroy the engine. Oh, they evacuated from the plane. Interesting. That wasn't actually shown well, it was kind of shown happening in the manga, but really it just looked like the plane fully shattered into pieces with them in it, and they somehow didn't die. When they very much should have, seriously. This is an insane crash. Oh good, they have parachutes. Thank God. Otherwise, Senku would have just committed double homicide. Oh, Stanley's ticked. Stanley is very much ticked, as Senku just fully outsmarted him. I mean, that's the dream right there. A long motorbike trip throughout South America. What could be better than that? Medusa mechanism. Oh my God. Okay, that could be one of... Alright, I thought that was one thing, but I think it's too soon for that. So it is, in fact, the other thing. Oh, that's gonna be amazing. We're gonna get a great new character next chapter. Can't wait to meet them. Oh, that's gonna be awesome. Alright, so this episode covered 174, 175, and 176 of the manga. We got to see more of Dr. Chelsea. We said a sad, oh God, I wouldn't say we got a sad goodbye to the mobile science lab, but I absolutely loved Francois's whole demonstration about the Panama Canal. Oh my God, it was so freaking adorable. Seriously, can we get like a spin-off Dr. Stone Chibi? That would be amazing, because I love this art style so much. Anyway, though, then we had a very sad goodbye to the mobile science lab. Then they got some rubber. Then they built some goddamn motorcycles off the ship they were still riding in, and then managed to outsmart Stanley and his team every step of the way. Stanley thought he had them captured. Well, they had motorcycles. Stanley thought they could gun them down. Well, they had a smoke screen. Stanley thought that, he had a plane. He could shoot him down with that. Nope. They sabotaged the plane like 30 chapters ago. Amazing. Absolutely freaking amazing. I loved it. Cannot wait for next episode as they are moving across South America and they begin to develop better understanding of how the Medusa actually works. Please let me know all down below. What exactly did Zeno sign to what exactly did Zeno say in Morse code to Stanley? What is Stanley's next plan for catching up with them? And what is going to await them in South America? And what are the secret mechanisms behind the working of the Medusa? Let me think of all this down below. And until next time, peace!